Cocaine Bear sequel, Black Tar Heroin Shark, coming 2025. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another movie review, and this time we are talking about Cocaine Bear. My god. I just got back from checking this film out. I had watched the first trailer when it dropped, but that's about all. I knew the basic concept. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, I walked in with very minimal expectations, as most people probably would. And yeah, the film basically is exactly what I was expecting it to be. But that's not a bad thing. I always like to kind of champion these really over-the-top, ridiculous concept movies like this because they're inoffensive. They're there to just be over-the-top and have fun with the concept that is provided. Apparently, this is based on a true story. You can debate that all you want. I mean, yeah, a bear ate some cocaine and died in about 30 minutes. I think that's about it. But yeah, this film stretches that a little bit. But yeah, let me talk about some of the things that I think this film actually did really well. The first one being the gore in this movie. Man, I was not expecting this to be as brutal as it was. Admittedly, a lot of the gore is CG, so it does take me out of it just a little bit, but it for the most part looked pretty good. There are a ton of brutal moments in this film, the highlight, in my opinion, being the ambulance sequence. It's shown a little bit in the trailer, so I'm not going to talk about it fully, but it is involving 3 characters in an ambulance driving away while the cocaine bear is chasing them, and holy shit! That is, in my opinion, the standout sequence of this film, but there are brutal moments sprinkled throughout this entire film, which was great to see. This film, what it does with its gore, it has balls, and I like that. Whoa. The acting as well is pretty good all around the board. It's you're probably going to recognize a lot of this cast. You got Ray Liotta in what I believe is his final role, rest in peace. I also believe you have Ice Cube's son in here, and dude looks exactly like him, so it's cool to see him doing horror. And you also have the new Han Solo from Solo a couple years back in here, and I did not realize he was in this movie, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, the elements I'm a little bit more mixed on is the humor. I feel like I'm at about a 50-50 with the humor in this film. I find some of it really funny, and some of it just did not land at all for me. Sometimes stupidity and self-awareness isn't quite enough for me, personally. I know a lot of people found this movie hilarious just from the early buzz and reactions I've been seeing online, but me and my theater that I saw this film with, we pretty much lined up with that. We all laughed at about maybe 50-60% of the jokes, and the other ones just did not land. But that's just me personally talking. Humor's very subjective. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion and find something that makes them laugh in different ways. You know what I'm talking. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. My god. But yeah, I don't want to sit here and nitpick this movie to death because it would be very easy, just as it is for a lot of horror sequels and franchises in general. I mean, take Friday the 13th, for instance. There's a lot of easy shots to take at this movie, so I'm only going to give one negative that I actually think is kind of stand out. This film's runtime is about 95 minutes, and within the first 15 to 20 minutes, it introduces so many characters, which caught me totally off guard, because I was expecting more of a isolated story, and it kind of is that in a sense. However, they focus on about 4 to 5 different storylines and keep cutting back and forth in between each one throughout the runtime of this film. And for me, that just didn't work as well as it should have. I did find certain storylines more interesting than others, and some were so insignificant that whenever we cut back to them, it just felt like it was wasting and stalling for time. And in a film that's about 95 minutes long, that's not really the best thing to have happen, feeling like the film is dragging with that short of a runtime. You got the drug dealer characters who go off and try to find this lost shipment of cocaine that the bear got into. You get these two kids that go into the woods. One of them goes missing. You got the mom trying to find the kids. You got a park ranger and another person, a naturalist, that shows up, and they have some sort of weird, quirky romance that just felt ridiculous. And then you got like this group of really stupid teenagers that just go around the national park robbing people and shit. And then you got a detective trying to find the missing shipment of cocaine before the drug lords get to it. I mean, it's too much. It's too much for what this film is, in my opinion. And that made it drag and kind of bog down the plot, so it wasn't focusing much on what we came to see, at least what I came to see, which is a bear high on cocaine ripping the shit out of people. I mean, you do get that. You get a couple of sequences where that happens, but there is not as much cocaine bear action as you would probably assume in this film. And for me, I would like to see a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not going to spend a very long time reviewing this film because there's not that much to talk about with it. I think it's self-aware, it's pretty fun, dumb, and it knows that that's what it is. That's what it's going for. And I can really appreciate that when, we live in a time where everything is so serious 24/7. It's nice to have a film like this that you can just sit down and shut your brain off for 90 minutes and watch a bear high on cocaine fucking destroy people. I will say the bear itself was pretty intimidating, and the CG looked, for the most part, pretty convincing with it. I enjoyed seeing this bear. It was a cool creature. It was almost like it was the main character while also still being absent from a lot of the downtime in this film. So I gotta give them props for that. I thought that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, as I said, it's a fun, dumb time. A perfect setting to watch this would be with like a couple of your like craziest friends, especially if you're in college and you get like some fucking drinks involved, get drunk, riff on this movie. Not in a negative way. It would be a lot of fun. I would give this movie, personally, for letter grades, this is sitting around a B- for me, and that's totally fine. Alright, so Cocaine Bear, what did you think of it? Do you agree with me? Did it work better for you than it did for me? Let's talk about this film. I would love to hear what other people have to say about this, because I don't know how alone I'm gonna be in my opinion. So if you've seen it, tell me what you thought of it. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe. I have a lot of really cool stuff coming out in the next couple weeks. We're going through a Scream review series and Evil Dead leading up to Scream 6 and Evil Dead Rise. So if you guys are fans of those franchises, stay tuned for all the content coming up. I'm also going to have an Ice Nine Kills album ranking with a very special guest here up in a few days. So if you guys are fans of metal, if you are fans of that band, stick around. All of that is coming to you very soon. But for now, this is what I got. Thank you guys for watching.